be loading up. Yes. Hello, 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 my peoples. Let's just make sure. I want to make sure everything is going correctly. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Hello, all my beautiful peoples. Good afternoon. You're watching another awesome live interview with a special guest. This is my lovely
That keeps happening to me too.
lovely friend. Right here, here's the funny part. I met Aasiyah through Instagram, and actually, she came and she contacted me for Black History this year to come to her university to speak and show my artwork and present. And this was like one of it was like I want to say like my fifth or sixth event that I've been personally doing and traveling and such. But it was such a great honor because we got to meet so many lovely, amazing groups of peoples. This girl right here is a really amazing, true Nubian queen, and I think she can explain herself better than I can. So please tell the folks who in the world is Aasiyah.
Oh man, that was such a great introduction. Thank you. And happy Juneteenth, everybody. And I'm so happy. Woo! I am so happy to be here. I'm so excited. I guess if somebody asked me like who am I? Like that's such a crazy question, I guess, for people to answer about themselves, because half the time you're just going, not even thinking about a question like that and how you would answer it. But I would just describe myself as just an all-around creator. Like on top of painting and drawing and physical creation, I'm a fan of just creating an energy and creating an experience and creating relationships. And so I think that's the best word that just can wrap me up into a little box. Just a creator of art, creator of energy, a creative experiences, and that's just who I am.
Yes, it's a beautiful, awesome art creator. You are 100%. And like, how I first interacted with you was actually through your own artwork. I believe it's more so dish you use. I mean, you do visuals, you do paintings, and I have seen your drawings. But most of the folks do when you go onto the Instagram page will mostly see the digital arts. Can you tell us about that side of the process of your works and such, of like the inspiration behind that?
So with the digital, it's kind of crazy that you say that, because the digital thing is new and I'm completely not comfortable with it at all.
Yeah.
Because what ended up happening was during my fall semester, the last fall semester in school, my schedule got completely crazy and I just didn't have a chance to like do art the way I wanted to do it, like immerse myself into a canvas or like a physical thing. And so it turned into me doing digital art when I was at work or when I was in class, just so I could have like a way to let it out. But it's really not what I did ever until that moment. So it was just a chance to still create, even though I didn't have a chance to do it the way I wanted to. But yeah, I really do enjoy it, but it's definitely, I don't think that it's something that I would do over my painting or over drawing, because I'm definitely more comfortable with like the texture of that and like feeling the thing rubbing against
it. Is
not the same.
That was about to be my next question, is like, how do you really incorporate that inspiration in the same works? Because it is you feel more physically and interact physically with like paintings, art collage. I mean, you could go all the way, but like with digital, like how do you still captivate the inspiration that you want to put into your work and such? You see?
Yes. So really for me, it's all about like capturing, I guess, something where I kind of want it to be that in my art, whether it's digital or otherwise, I want it to have a like a story or
Mm-hmm.
something to it, like something where when you look into, usually I'm drawing people, so when you look into their eyes, like you want to know what they're thinking, you want to know what they've been through, but I don't necessarily want to give that away. Like I don't want to say like this is, like label it or title it something where, it's so blatantly clear what it's
Yeah,
about, because I love it when somebody looks at my art and they're like, oh, this makes me
yeah,
think of this, and when I look at this I feel like this. I love getting like those different interpretations.
yeah,
So
perspective.
yeah, I love that. So because I remember I did a painting where there's a like an oversized woman laying in a body of water, and the way that the water, I guess, wrapped her face, a
Mhm.
young Muslim girl, she looked at my painting and she was like, is she wearing a hijab? Hijabi? And I'm like, really? I was like, that was not even in my head, but like the fact that she was able to see herself in the piece, like that makes my world. But I'm definitely always 100% inspired by women,
Yeah,
inspired by Black women,
yeah,
and just the different aspects of who we are. Like we're strong, but at the same time we are, elegant, and at
yeah.
the same time we're nurturers, but we're protectors. And
Mm,
so I just love all of the what is the word, like the contrasting things that we embody simultaneously. I
yeah,
think that it's magical, and I think that it's unbelievable, and I don't think anybody really does it like us.
that's true.
So that's really yeah, that's really what my art is all about. Just how we're
That's true.
strong, and all the things wrapped into one, and that you just never know. Like you never know what you're gonna get from us.
That's true. That's very true. What's so gorgeous about it is that you really do embody the beauty of women empowerment, and also you use culture, people of color, to
Yeah.
really heighten that. We don't, like, when we do go to school and we study the histories of arts,
Mhm.
predominantly we don't really see people of color. We don't really
Right.
see we just see the history of it going towards that
Right.
direction. It's like during the 1930s of the Harlem Renaissance, and then we could go even do 1960s, do even 1970s. I mean, like, eventually people of color started to really brighten up the history and the depths of the work. But what's
Right.
fascinating about you is that you do kind of, because I remember we spoke on previous how you do go back, you look back, and you take
Mhm.
your own history content and you put it into your works to challenge a little bit more. And I would like
Yes.
you to show me. I want to like show one of the folks one of your works real quick. It's one of my favorites because I would like
You
for
want
us.
me to share or you're gonna share?
I think I got it. I think I got it.
Okay.
Because I was
Okay.
like looking at it like crazy. Because I like love, I just really, really do. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one right here. Let me put it up to the page. Yeah. This is the one I really
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is
so much. I do. I mean, if you guys saw on the poster, you're pretty much familiar with the work, but this is my number one fave out of
thank
your
you.
work. Tell
Yeah.
me, tell me a little bit more in depth of. I know. Is this, correct me if I'm wrong? This is digital, correct?
No,
What?
no. This was, remember at the show, she was like on top on the canvas and everybody was trying to take her, and I was like, no, like this is for my mom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I
That's,
wouldn't even know where to begin to like try to get that kind of texture digitally. I'm not that skilled. Like,
I
but
mean, you cool people too. You really should, but it's just definitely. Please tell us in every single detail you can about how you came up with the piece, material, medium, everything.
Okay, so this piece has a lot going on because I always wanted to do a piece where basically the face was set up in this way where like, half of it is dripping into the next, but I didn't have like a concept yet, so I put it off for a long time because like I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it. Like, what does that mean? What is it going to represent? And so I ignored it for like maybe a year. And then I was taking a painting course, oil painting for school.
Hmm.
And this guy, my professor, he's very old fashioned, and he's very like by the book, like this is how you paint. And he was like, I was getting in trouble for not painting with gloves on. And it was just ridiculous. And we constantly bumped heads the entire semester. So in most of the semester we were doing like still lifes, and it was killing
Yeah.
me slowly. And so by the end of the semester, we had the freedom to, basically take the skills that we learned and apply them into something that was whatever we wanted. And so by this time, I had already put together a concept of what this type of face would mean for me. And
Mhm.
so with that assignment, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so for the assignment, we had to use oil. And even though I had been working with oil for class that whole semester, I
Mhm.
it was not something that I was experienced with. Like most of my paintings are acrylic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and then I know that there's rules where like mixing acrylic with oil, it's not really good for like the long term and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I will figure it out. So basically what I did was there's an image. I don't think I attached the image like on a swipe, but there's an image of a woman. It's literally a picture of her like this. What is her name? I used to know her name. She's a really amazing model, and
Mhm.
on like Vogue Africa, and
Oh.
I yeah, like, I've painted her twice. The painting that's like right underneath that to the left, it's like a
Yeah.
silhouette picture
Yeah.
on the bottom left. That's also her. Um,
Mm.
but honestly,
Bottom
yeah,
left.
that's also her as well. And I was just amazed
Ah.
by like how her face could look like two different ways because this is clearly like a softer expression, and then in
Yeah.
the other it looks so strong. And so that I love her as a model, but her name is escaping me right now. But anyway, so I took that image of her and basically to like just get the shadows and the highlights for
Mhm.
the other painting, I printed out like a bunch of pictures of her, like a pieces of the pictures,
Gotcha.
um, only in black and white. And then I drew like lines around where the light hits and where the shadows are.
Mhm.
Then um and then I used like a clear thing to trace like I traced it onto a clear sheet, and I did like a rubbed oil on the clear sheet, like a brown oil paint, and then I traced it onto the canvas. And then for the painting part, her entire face and most of the shirt is oil paint. And then the
Mm.
black background is oil paint. The
Mm.
gold that's around her, the gold halo is acrylic. And then the gold buttons like on her collar are also acrylic. And they're raised up a little bit. Like I put like a really thick layer so when you can actually touch it, it feels like a button.
Wow.
Um yeah, and so it took me a really long time just because of how long oil takes to dry.
Yeah.
And I wasn't very smart about it, and I was just throwing it on there heavy. So it took like 2 weeks to dry. But yeah, basically it represents to me how, our past definitely plays a role in our future and
Mhm.
does affect our futures, but it doesn't determine who we are. Like what we do with how our past affects our future,
Mhm.
it is our greatness. It is our road to success. Like what we do with that, how our past affects our future, and how we
Mhm.
move forward with that. That is what makes us great, and that is, what is gonna drive you to your purpose. So
Mhm.
like the goal that's haloing her, like she's a star. She's strong. She's divine. I wanted her to have like a certain level of divinity to her,
Mhm.
and it's just I wanted to make a statement in class because I had to present it, on the last day of the semester. And the entire semester, he was showing us, artists that did not look like me.
That's true.
Maybe it was one Black artist, but it was a man. And, I'm like, okay. And I just felt really underrepresented and disrespected because he was constantly condescending me because I'm less about the actual technique of a thing and I'm more about the conceptual part of it. And so like maybe I'm not always using the right word or the right terminology, but at the end of it, I felt like I was being taught art by a painter and not an artist, So you can painter and he did paint really well, but an artist, at the end of the day, an artist is somebody who creates something that isn't created yet. So if you're recreating things that have already been created by nature, like, okay, that's impressive, but you're not an artist. And so it was just so much wrapped into that piece. Like I felt like I had to speak for myself. I just felt like I had to speak for us as a people, and I really wanted him to see like, no, like this is art. This is what it's supposed to do. Like it's supposed to make you feel something. It's supposed to make you ask questions. It's supposed to do something. Like I don't want to see your painting of a tree. I really don't. Like, who cares? Like I know what a tree looks like. Yeah. I don't care. So honestly, I don't even think he likes me right now. I've been avoiding a class with him ever since.
Well, the thing about you is that you're a person that likes challenge. You can't. Yes, you're not. It's like you're not like people don't realize the beauty about being an artist. There is that little rebellion.
Yes.
But you, on the other hand, you put full rebellion because I truly this is where I really truly respect you on. Your mind is at the focus of it needs to be heard.
Right.
And I'm seeing you not just put that in the artwork of your own actual art pieces and such. I know you also do singing as well because you've done some awesome great music with my homeboy, which you guys are going to be seeing pretty soon.
Yes, can't wait for that.
Next week, but I don't want to put too much because I know he's going to be putting the work. But I noticed that there's this beautiful, beautiful aura and goal you genuinely have. As a matter of fact, I've seen you recently done a protest right along with your side in the area of speaking about Black Lives Matter. And since this is really a great time of a teaching lesson too, tell us a little bit more about your intake of this whole matter, especially since you are a true speaker on and activist into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. And for a while before that I actually did that speech, I was feeling kind of down. I was feeling like I wasn't doing enough because, I haven't really been creating lately as far as like physical artwork. And that's normally how I would approach that. And I was feeling like I had lost my voice and I didn't really know why. I was like, maybe it's because I feel like it's in vain. Maybe I feel like everything I'm doing doesn't really matter because nothing is changing. So I got this call from one of the younger girls I used to run track with in high school. And she's like, we're putting together a rally. We would really love if you would come and speak. And honestly, I got sick. For a week, I didn't really eat. I barely slept and my anxiety was like through the roof. I was waking up with like a clenched jaw. It was really bad. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I had to really ask myself, like, I owe this to myself to do this. I've been feeling like I wasn't doing enough. I owe it to, my ancestors. Like my grandma was a Black Panther and my grandma before my great grandma was, she was a part of a generation of slaves who were freed. So, who am I to deny this opportunity because I'm scared? So I had to step up and I had to get over it. And I just asked myself, like, okay, what would I want to say with this moment? Like, do I want to be the person to like spark, anger? Do I want to be that person to just, bring out what the obvious, that we're angry? And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I said, and I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of seeing everybody just doing the same things that have been done for how many generations of people. We're not trying anything new, but we're expecting new results. So that's literally the definition of insanity. So I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not insane. So I really wanted to convey in my speech that although I understand where we are and why we're there and why we feel the way we do, it doesn't mean that we don't have the strength and ability to move past that. Okay, yes, we're angry. Now, what else? Now, what next? So, really, it's just about, for me, it's about supporting our own, and not just when it's convenient for us, not just on social media, not just, when it looks good and when it's comfortable, but supporting our own when, maybe it costs a little bit more to buy from our Black-owned business than to just go to the Walmart really fast. Like, maybe that's not convenient for us, but if we're not investing in ourselves, if we're not supporting each other, nobody else is. And at the end of the day, our community is the biggest community of consumers in the entire country. So if we now take that wealth and keep it circulating amongst ourselves, people they're gonna pay attention. And what are we gonna do with that attention now? Are we gonna what are we gonna do with that? Because clearly nobody cares about the riots. And at the end of the day, with those riots, every time they repair a window, every time they get new product, they're doing that with our money. Yeah. So, we're not doing anything but hurting ourselves at the end of the day. Nobody cares, because if they cared, we wouldn't be doing all those things in 2020. So that was really the message of my speech. Like, we have to come together and be prepared to do the hard part. Part that nobody cares about on social media, the part that nobody's going to see on the news, but the thing that's actually going to get these people's attention, because the attention comes with the economy and how we're affecting it.
That's the number part. It is. It's the number one part, because, like, when we look at all of the companies that we pay for, we purchase from, Fashion Nova, Jordans, Nike, just all of these amazing things, yes, they're great. And yes, if that's what you want, but have a mindfulness too. That same where you put is not being in the hands of our community. You should have that nice balance between both. You can support equally, but make sure that you have that in your mind, that you want to do that equally. And I want to show a little clip of I want to show a little clip of the video and such. I hope everybody can hear it while I play.
It fills my heart with joy to see us all gathered here like this today. But it breaks at the thought of all the reasons why. I know we're angry, and we have every right. But you see, that's the easy part. It's easy for us to come together and act in anger. And that's exactly what's expected of us. It's hard to come together and combine our minds in new ways that our ancestors could never even imagine. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready for the hard part? Are you ready for the unexpected? Yes. Because I am. If protesting really works, we wouldn't be protesting in 2020. If the riots really worked, we wouldn't have to in 2020. And if all the hashtags of 2013 and every single one to follow actually worked, we would not be here today.
Hello.
Oh man, thank you.
Done. I know if you guys want to see fully, please go to her awesome Instagram page right here. I'll show you real quick too, by the way. This is her Instagram page real quick. Let me show that real quick. This is her Instagram page. If you want to see the full video, she also has her website right here too. So definitely please follow this amazing young lady right here. You can see a little bit more of her speeches, her music, her every single supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. She gives you the words, you know, like she is the meaning of an art creator. You really are.
Thank you.
Not just about like doing, it's also living in it. You see? And it's just so fascinating because you embody the true transition of what we need in 2020. And there is change because we have you and people like you doing things that are really genuinely needed for this world. Which brings me to the lovely next and last question as well. How do you change the world with your art of all art creations?
Oh man, I feel like that question is like, it has evolved. Literally every day it evolves. Yeah. Because I feel like when I first started taking my art seriously in 2018, I wanted it to make, like, I was more focused on the thing, like you were saying, like telling the story and maybe even making some people uncomfortable. Like with the piece I have with the American flag in the background, with like the blood dripping down. Like yeah, literally it might be hard to find that one. That one is deep in there. But I'll see too if I can scroll way back. But with pieces like that, I really You got it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at that time, I was really focused on being heard, and even if it meant making people uncomfortable and even preferring to make people uncomfortable. But recently, I feel like I'm transitioning into a different space where I want my art to capture an energy, and it's less about like necessarily making somebody uncomfortable or making myself feel heard, but I'm trying to master like the art of emotion, like how maybe this certain color combination or this visual will portray the energy that I'm trying to convey, but less about like something controversial. So, and I know that's kind of contradicting to like what the things that I speak about, but you know, the whole point of Alston MP, it's supposed to mean Alston masterpiece, and the whole point is that art is how, you know, through masterpieces is how I master my piece. So, you know, I felt like I was kind of drifting away from that because now, you know, my art is so aggressive and so like, you know, hear me instead of it just being an intimate connection still between just me and my piece. Like I want more now to just intimately connect with my piece, and now when you look at it, you feel like you're intruding on something, you know, like you feel like you stepped in on something that maybe you shouldn't be here for because it wasn't about you. And when I painted it, it wasn't with you in mind, it was for myself. And so that's really where I'm at right now. But I feel like I can still, as much as things like this, like images like this change the world, because now people are asking me questions and it's starting conversations that need to be had. I feel like it's just as important for me to have pieces like that, and that in themselves, they can change the world, I guess, the world. just by showing people that, like, by drawing emotion from them, and by showing people that, you know, even in times as crazy as this, it's okay to put yourself first, and it's okay to ask yourself, what do you want and what's important to you right now? And maybe, you know, I haven't asked myself that question enough. And so throughout college, I saw myself try to be all the things, and not keep myself in mind, and then end up completely drained and have nothing left. And so I really want to push the message at this time. And I try to, in the midst of spreading awareness and, you know, being an activist, I try to remind people, like, check in with yourself. Like, it's a lot going on right now. But you don't have to be everything to everybody. You don't have to be on the front lines every day. You don't have to be posting every single day. Like, check in with yourself. And that's really the message that I want to send right now, because I feel like it's so necessary. Like, people are trapped in their house with their screens. And so they're constantly observing, they're constantly absorbing everything that's happening. And if you don't take a minute to check in with yourself, it can literally kill you. Like, that level of stress can literally shorten your life. And I feel like keeping that in mind and spreading that message more than anything else, it can change the world. Because maybe if I don't change the world, maybe I provided a safe space, and maybe I provided a moment of mental health for the person that will change the world, you know? So that's really important to me. It's just mindset and keeping your mind in a good place, because we're not going to be any good to anybody if, you know, we're not right with ourselves. So, yeah. That's really what I'm about right now.
Aasiyah got that. I'm telling you, Aasiyah is a G. Like, before we got onto the live, me and her, we did discuss, and I came open to her too, because I was like, you know, for me, speaking on topics for especially dealing with social injustice and racism. I mean, I could go down to the line. I would express to her, like, for me as a person, even I'm a person in the Black community, sometimes for me it's an uncomfortable conversation for to talk about. And I feel it is okay to even admit that too. If you are, you know, a person of color, or even in the Black community, that if you are uncomfortable to talk about it in public or such, it is okay, because we are a caring community. That's the part of coming to your community, is saying, hey, I kind of do need some encouragement and some sympathy with this. I don't fully know the answer. You don't fully know the answer, but we can manage through this. And that's what I really love about you. You know, you're changing the world right now as we speak. You know, every single second of this whole live has been a huge, amazing experience. And I'm so thankful that, and not thankful, I'm honored. I'm truly honored, because I'm always like look back at this and really be seeing the true growth of you and your new Nubian queen.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching my amazing live. Once again, it is the beautiful one and only Aasiyah.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Right now, like, woo! Thank you so much again. Everybody, remember, stay tuned always on my Fridays. I'm going to be interviewing the next great artist as well. He's a rapper. I'll tell you more details as we go. But right now, we are going to be ending and pretty much giving you the best wish well. You know, continue to spread the love. Also, you do have an announcement too. You got your t-shirt line going.
Yes. Okay, really quick, I'll share the screen. So, okay, yeah, share the screen. Here we go. Share. So I have literally yesterday on my birthday, I launched my my website. On here, you can find my t-shirt line, and honestly, it's going to keep evolving. This is another t-shirt I'm working on. I have t-shirts for children. I have mugs right now, but essentially the goal is going to be to make this like an ecosystem of all things like creativity and wellness. So eventually I will be, partnering with people who make like tea blends and different body products and things like that, and getting certain things of that nature onto the site. I do want to do something special for the people who for the people that are on this live. If you want to be a part, I want to do a giveaway where you guys DM me on Instagram. You DM me 619 for Juneteenth, and I'll put all the names together, and then I'll pull it out of something, a bowl, a hat, a bag, I don't know. And the winner will get a shirt. And basically, oh, I didn't even show the shirt. Actually, it's on my Instagram. So the winner will get this shirt. It is a shirt that I created based on my speech at the rally. It looks like this. Here we go. It looks like this. Yes. So I would love to share this with you guys. So like I said, just go on my Instagram at AlstonMP.MP. Very important, the dot.
Ooh, Austin. Did you hear that, guys? I did an awesome giveaway over here. So please hurry up now. This is your time right now. Really, right now. Go on to Instagram, DM her, do exactly what she said so you can get your awesome t-shirt.
Yes, because I really want to just keep promoting the idea of like us supporting each other. And honestly, if you're watching this live, like you're supporting DJ, you're supporting me. So that's really what we need right now. So I want to, not that I should have to, but I would love to reward people who are doing the things that we need to be done, even if it doesn't involve money. Like, we need to support each other however we can. So I really appreciate everybody that has come to watch this. And I really appreciate you, DJ, for doing this and showcasing these artists. And I'm just glad that, I had the chance to meet you and connect with you, because it's been nothing but good vibes ever since. And yes, I love you.
Thank you so much. Once again, you guys going to stay blessed. We're going to love one another. We're going to hug one another safely, virtually. And once again, we're going to do art together. All right.
Yes.
So we're so thankful for your time, and I'll continue to keep prayer and beautiful positive energy to you, your family, and friends.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
There you go.